Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into something a lot of people notice. Why May often seems like, well, the busiest month for home sales.
That's right. And we've got some really interesting data to look at.
Yeah, we're drawing on a big 10-year study from ATTOM. They looked at over 47 million home sales.
47 million, yeah. So it gives a pretty solid national picture. Plus, we have the very latest local numbers, too.
Right, fresh off the presses from May 2024, covering Sarasota, Manatee, and Bradenton right here.
So we can see how those bigger trends are playing out locally.
Exactly. And our goal for you listening is pretty straightforward. Understand why May pops and what that might mean if you're maybe thinking about buying or selling soon.
Makes sense.
Okay, so let's jump in. That ATTOM study, it found that homes closing in May sell for, on average, 9.5% above their estimated market value.
Wow, 9.5%. That's significant. It's actually the highest premium they found for any month of the year.
The highest, yeah, nearly double digits difference. That really highlights the potential upside for sellers listing around now.
And it's not just random chance. This study points to a few concrete reasons why this happens pretty consistently. It's like a perfect storm of factors.
Totally. Like, first off, just the weather, right? It gets warmer.
Makes a difference. Suddenly checking out houses on a weekend is, a lot nicer. More appealing than trudging through rain or cold.
Definitely. And then there's a school calendar. Big one for families.
Huge. Lots of families want to get the move done before summer break really kicks in. Get settled before the new school year starts.
Yeah, makes sense. Less disruption for the kids.
And you also have things like job changes often picking up in spring. Plus, lots of apartment leases tend to expire around this time.
Ah, okay. So that creates some urgency for people needing to find a new place.
Exactly. Adds to the demand.
And maybe just a general feeling spring is often seen as a time for, like, fresh starts.
I think there's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
People are often more motivated for big life changes, and moving is definitely one of those.
Okay, so those are the big national drivers. How does this look on the ground here? Let's talk Sarasota, Manatee Bradenton for May 2024.
Right. So Sarasota County, single-family home sales were actually up 3.4% compared to last May.
Okay, decent bump. And prices?
Median sale price also climbed 3.9%, hitting $530,000.
530K median. But here's the really eye-catching part for Sarasota, I thought.
The inventory.
Yeah, it jumped massively, up 77.6%.
77.6. That's the highest inventory level we've seen there since 2019.
So what does that mean for you if you're a buyer in Sarasota?
Well, it suggests more choice, maybe a bit more negotiating power than in the last few really tight years. It's leaning a bit more towards buyers, even in this peak season.
Interesting dynamic. And the average sale price was quite a bit higher, $743,303.
Yeah, that difference between median and average often tells you there were some very high-end sales pulling that average up.
And it took longer to sell.
A bit. Median time to contract was 43 days. Longer than it had been, suggesting maybe buyers are taking a little more time.
Okay, so Sarasota. More sales, higher prices, but way more inventory giving buyers options. What about Manatee County?
Manatee's a little different. Closed single-family sales were basically flat, just down 0.2%, very slight dip.
But prices still went up.
Yep, median sale price climbed to $525,000. So still strong price growth there.
Yeah.
Average price was $709,406.
And condos.
Condos saw a big jump in price in Manatee, up 8.8% year over year. The median hit $380,795.
But the really striking thing in Manatee was pending sales, right?
Absolutely, pending sales surged, up over 30%.
30%. So even if closed sales were flat, that suggests a lot of buyer activities happening right now. Deals are being made.
For sure. It points to continued strong demand and momentum in Manatee. Buyers are definitely active there.
Okay, and quickly, Bradenton.
Bradenton also seeing inventory grow, similar to Sarasota, giving buyers more choices. But the feedback is that sellers who price their homes well and make them look good, they're still getting solid results. Presentation matters.
So let's pull this together. It feels like our local area, Sarasota, Manatee, is definitely catching that May wave we saw in the national data.
Yeah, the general energy is there. But these local details are crucial, aren't they?
They really are. That increased inventory in Sarasota and Bradenton, for instance, if you're a buyer there, that could mean more room to negotiate.
Right, whereas in Manatee, with those pending sales soaring, you might need to be prepared to act faster if you find a place you love.
And for sellers, it still looks like May is generally a strong time to list based on that national trend of higher prices.
Definitely potential for a good outcome. But you need to be smart about it. Pricing competitively and making sure the home shows well seems extra important now, especially where inventory is higher.
Good point. Okay, so to wrap up our deep dive, May historically is a peak month nationally, often getting sellers the best prices.
And our May 2024 look at Sarasota, Manatee, and Bradenton shows that energy is here too, but with important local twists, like that inventory situation, especially in Sarasota.
Which creates different opportunities and maybe challenges, depending if you're buying or selling and where.
Exactly.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Knowing about these seasonal tendencies and seeing how local conditions can shift, how might this understanding shape your approach to real estate down the road, whether you're planning a move soon or just keeping an eye on things?
Something to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for diving deep with us today.